Okay. Hello, everyone. Apologies to anyone that was watching the work session. I said we would reconvene into regular session at 7 p.m. We will actually be convening a meeting of the Philomath Urban Renewal Agency. Today is Monday, March 10th, 2025, and the time is 7 p.m. I'll call this meeting to order. And as a note, we will, immediately following this very short meeting, convene into regular session of the Philomath City Council. With that, could we call from our city recorder?
Jessica Andrade.
Present.
Spencer Irwin.
Present.
Brent Caseman.
Present.
Richard Salsa.
Present.
Teresa Nielsen.
Here.
Christopher McMorrin.
Here. Thank you very much. The only piece of business we have before we get to our audit report is the approval of the minutes. Are there any comments, questions, discussion, motions on the minutes from, wow, June 10th, the last time we were all together?
I move to approve the minutes of June 2024 of the Urban Renewal Agency.
Okay, is there a second on that motion? Second. Okay, it's been moved by Councilor Andrade and seconded by Councilor Caseman to approve the minutes of the June 10th, 2024 Urban Renewal Agency meeting. Is there any discussion on the motion? Seeing none, would all those in favor please raise your hand and say aye?
Aye. Aye.
Okay, that passes unanimously, and we will now move on to new business with our review of the 2023-2024 audit report for the city. I think we have a presenter, but finance director. Sure, yeah.
Tonight, normally I would, I've done it for the last 3 or 4 years for this issue, the partner in charge. The senior leader, this is Brad Green. He will go ahead and give you an overview of the So Brad,
And
this is City Council.
Thank you very much for having me tonight.
thank you.
Yeah, I'll keep my comments fairly brief about the URA because I want to spend most of my time talking about things with the city, and we'll go over some things there. But essentially, we have audited the financial statements of the Urban Renewal Agency, and we have issued our opinion on those financial statements, but we would classify as an unmodified opinion, which in a nutshell says, in our opinion, the financial statements present fairly, in all material respects, the financial position, the results of operations of the Urban Renewal Agency for the year ended June 30, 2024. Real quickly, the Urban Renewal Agency Fund ended the year with a fund balance of $1.1 million, which is an increase of $650,000. So, and that's largely because you obviously had this collected, then you spend it. The only item that I would say we have any comment on regarding the Urban Renewal Agency, which we will repeat also in the city, is there was one budget violation noted because the appropriation resolution when you adopted the 2024 budget, you're required to separately appropriate debt service amounts. And that was not done. So essentially then the debt service expenditure you had didn't have any appropriation against. So that was the only negative item there on the Urban Renewal Agency.
So this year we just need to make sure to do a separate
It's
appropriation.
already done.
Yeah.
It's already taken care of.
Yeah, it's kind of like, that's why I've been taking care of, but it was when
One of those will.
you're under audit.
And that doesn't come with any sort of negative, like,
No, we had a budget, but it just wasn't categorized properly.
I mean, like, we're not gonna get fined for that.
No.
right?
No.
The worst thing that will happen is that the Secretary of State's office might write you a letter saying, yeah, don't do that anymore.
Any questions for our auditor?
I have asked that the auditor spend a lot of time when we get to the city council meeting. I've asked to spend a little bit of time about what they do, what they're looking for. So we're going to a little more depth there. So we can be a little more brief here, but we'll go into a little more detail when we get to the city council's budget. We could reverse that, but I think better just to hold off. But specific questions about the audit for urban renewal is appropriate.
Okay, Seeing no questions, is there a motion?
I move to accept and approve the 2023-24 financial and related reports for the Urban Renewal Agency.
Is there a second? Okay, it's been moved by Counselor Salsa, seconded by Counselor Andrade to accept and approve the 2023-2024 financial and related reports for the Urban Renewal Agency. Is there any discussion on that motion? Seeing none, would all those in favor please raise your hand and say aye? Okay, that passes unanimously. And having reached the end of our agenda for the Philomath Urban Renewal Agency meeting, I will adjourn this meeting at 7:06 p.m. Look at that record time. And